Please join me in congratulating and welcoming Ryan Aldridge.
Hello. Now, quickly before I start, I want to thank my family that came in town from California. I also want to thank Team Moon Juice, the family members that got me through the program, Rebecca Rapier, Christopher Farnsworth, Terrell Burgess, Janston Denton, and Amanda Medina. Thank you. We're all family. 45 minutes. 45 minutes is 40 minutes longer than this speech will last. I don't want to dodge tomatoes today. However, 45 minutes is exactly how long it took to transform my life. 5 years ago, I was living in the suburbs outside of San Francisco near my family, where I had lived my entire life. I had a good job with Medtronic. I had recently purchased my first home and an awesome bachelor pad, and I had just completed my first year of a local evening MBA program. I would have laughed if someone had told me that I would be moving to Arizona. I had taken great care to meticulously plan my life around constraints I had artificially created in my mind. As so many young people do, I was struggling to find purpose in my life and create passion for something I believed in. While salmon fishing in the fall of 2012, my father and I were involved in a terrible boating accident 3 miles beyond the Golden Gate Bridge in open ocean. Our boat of 20 years capsized and sank, dumping the two of us into the shark-infested 55-degree cold waters of the Pacific. It was NFL opening day, and my dad conveniently had his cell phone out getting updates on the football games. Our boat was sinking fast, but he was able to make a single 911 phone call that reached the operator, who said they would contact help. We never knew if help was coming, as our phones died as soon as we hit the saltwater. We spent 45 minutes together in the ocean, desperately swimming for the land on the horizon, racing against the effects of hypothermia. Our only hope was to reach land before we went unconscious from the cold and perished in the waves. The human fight or flight response is a powerful force and does interesting things to your mind. As we were different ages, we swam at different speeds, and I still remember exactly what it felt like to have to make a conscious decision to swim ahead and leave my dad behind to try and survive. To sustain my motivation, I focused my mind on a singular thought that drove me. The feeling of joy a person experiences from new love is unparalleled in strength and is the pinnacle of human emotion. Luckily for me, Kelly, my girlfriend of 6 months, lived in Scottsdale. I focused 100% of my mind on the joy I would feel from seeing her again after I reached land. My father and I never reached the shore. We never would have. The 911 operator got through to the Coast Guard, who sent a rescue helicopter, which miraculously plucked us from the sea. We were treated for hypothermia and sent home that night. Still lacking composure, I called Kelly and told her what had happened, and that she was the joy in my life that fueled my swim. I found purpose that day. Today, Kelly and I are married, living in North Phoenix with 2 beautiful children, and now I am standing on stage speaking to all of you. I learned a few things from this experience that are relevant here. First, as I mentioned, to that point, I had methodically planned the life I thought was right. I had imposed artificial boundaries on my life and created limits in my mind that would not allow me to entertain opportunities that didn't fit into my plan. Coincidentally, the promotion I wanted within my company came open less than 1 month later in Scottsdale. I would have never considered leaving California, my house, my large family, and my MBA education prior to the accident. But afterwards, these limits vanished, and I departed for Arizona. Fixating too much on your best laid plans may blind you to better options, causing you to miss out on a new amazing adventure and get in the way of living your life. You never know where your life will take you, and it is amazing how when we eliminate limits on our thoughts, how opportunities seem to multiply and continue to grow as they are seized. I felt something unexpected when my boat went down. I'll never forget how serene and calm being in the ocean was, and the feeling of euphoria I felt during my swim when I faced my own potential death. Fear did not exist in that moment, only action and purpose. Time is an interesting resource. I often felt like I had a surplus of time until I was faced with losing all of it at once and realized that it is the scarcest resource in the world. all fear of change, lost relationships, personal failure, and self-doubt became irrelevant when facing death. Life's large decisions cannot be made using an MBA-style cost-benefit analysis alone. The more appropriate tool for these is your heart. If you have a passion, act on it today. There is no time to waste. Like the waves of the ocean I faced, we will all likely face waves of adversity throughout the rest of both our personal and professional lives. Uncertainty and adversity will not define us, but the degree that we are resilient and respond to it will. The lessons that I learned that day are what I wish for all of us now. Act on your dreams today. Be limitless in the scope of your thinking by choosing thoughts that don't confine you. Finally, if you were ever caught on a sinking ship or just get a sinking feeling in life, always remember that with a little luck and through absolute resolve and massive action, you alone have the power to create your own path. Thank you.